Right folks, I'm back. I'm just sorting out something here because I promised on the last video, or on the last yap. I've got it here. On my throat. Matt Tweaks, he was asking about a Batmobile, the old got the pieces here that to show I've got it all set up ready for you. He was asking about these pieces here, and you've obviously got this one, and the front suspension's gone, obviously. Well, you can use one of these, and this is from a Woods Wheels. All you got to do, you see these pieces there, you got to recreate that on there to the same as what that is. Cut it out very carefully, and then you can actually use one of these pieces. If you've got one with like the two front pieces on it, then you're laughing, you know, you just cut the back piece out, because all that is there. You'll see an X on it. And I think they use near enough the same mouldings for these anyway. And you just cut down through this bit, cut down through each side, and so it's meant to be like that. And then you got room for the, you know, the bit that the flame. So you got, because all that's for is the flame, because the wheel turns the flame, doesn't it, on the old one. So you can cut that out. For the front, it's a different thing. If you haven't got the front piece, I'll show you a bit closer in a minute. Before we do that, we'll just give a few mentions here to everybody who enjoyed the Rolls Royce video from Jeff Ford. He sent us that model in. This week's video is Jeff Ford again. Sorry about this, but he sent me quite a few, and some of them's pretty easy to do, so I'm trying to get through them. This week is, as you see in the title, the Lunar rover, and that one was pretty easy to do because I had all the bits for it. So anyway, like I said, quick mention. All you lot that's left me the nice comments. Not everybody, of course. I wouldn't be able to read everybody out. Andrew Price, Paul Shinek, Gary Towell, My Sims Reality, Stephen Parsons, Adrian Smith, Ryan Butler, Jeff Baker, David Yates, 1968 Concord, Tommy Tippy, Chris Parkinson. Thank you everyone, all you lot and everybody else who's left all the nice comments and that. Right, Matt, I'll show you a bit closer here what I mean about these parts a minute. Right, as I said before, you can get an old Woods Wheels if you've got any odd bits in that. If you've got Batmobile parts lying around, you can actually cut that out. You can just copy it really with a pen like that, put it on top like that, and then just, as long as it's near enough the same thickness as that, you should get away with it. You've got all the markings there, like you've got the little holes there, and this is a piece that there's an X there, like you can see the X. I don't know if you can see that, but there is a little X marked on there, and that's a piece that usually gets cut out for these ear versions, but everything else it's all exactly the same. The only difference with these is it's got a wider front piece on it, but I mean that doesn't make any difference. You can actually leave out that wide, it ain't going to matter. On these it's got the thinner piece, as you see there, but you can leave it wide, it will still work. So that sorts your back part of the suspension out. The front part, however, if you can't sort of repair the front pieces to make them strong enough, what you've got to do is wire it. And wiring it, to wire it, you've got to get a very small drill, like a 1mm drill, and just drill a hole, and you need a bit of piano wire, about so long, and you sort of drill holes. I don't know if you can see the holes. I'll get it close enough. There's a hole there. I don't know the best way to show you. You might see from the back a bit better. It's very awkward to show. But you drill a hole there, look, there's a little hole there, and a little hole over this side. And you want to get it as close to the bottom as you can. You want to do all this before you paint this, because otherwise you're going to be marking it up. And then what you do, you get your bit of wire, and you push that one other side, you get one that side, and you get another piece of wire same length the other side, push it down through, and then what you do We can put your wheel in first, actually, it's the easiest way. Put your axle in first like that, and then push your wheel down, push your wire down. I find the bloody hell we can do this. There, and you sort of push it, it doesn't matter if it scratches all this up, you can glue it actually down the bottom. And you're going to push it all down like that. So it's enough to get out of the way of that rivet post, so you can have it pulled up a little bit because it will come across. I'll push it up slightly, like that, because you can still got room for your rivet there, see. If I get the other piece of wire, I'll show you what I mean. Push both of these pieces of wire down through, like that. The second one might be a bit harder to push in because you've got the tension there now. I'm going to need something. Use the end of that screw for now. There, you just push that one down through like that. And then, just get it about there. And then you can actually glue these pieces down here to stop them moving. But then you've got, I'm pushing it out now, you've got these suspension pads, a bit stiff, but it does work. I saw this on online somewhere, but it gives you that bit of suspension and that'll never break, see? But you can adjust it, you can bend the wire slightly if you want it a bit slacker. You got to fiddle around with it, but it cures the problem. And then once you've got it on the go, remember to put all this on before you actually put the base plate on, because otherwise you'll be buggered. But that cures the actual problem of your front suspension. And you've got to watch it when you try to put the seats in as well, because sometimes the seats will interfere with it if you haven't got it nice and flat. Well, that's nice and flat. So that should, by rights, that should close up nicely now. I'll put the seats in there. Show you what I mean. That will close up, you've got a nice seal there, let's see. This is one I'm working on at the moment. But you've got your front suspension back, see? And there it is. And that'll never break. Quite a few people do this. Restorers, if you've got a broken seating unit with your suspension, this is the best way to do it. So there you go, Matt. I hope that helps you. That's the only way I could do it, really, is to show you how to do it. It's a bit hard to explain, like, trying to explain it all. So anyway, like I said, nice to be back again, another week. That's that out of the way. Oh, somebody else just asked me a couple of days ago, before I get on with the list and stuff here. Somebody asked me about rivets. Mark, I'm not sure who's looking at Mark. Somebody a couple of days ago asked me about rivets. Well, what I've got is this here. And I've got like loads of different sizes in there. And he's asking me what size rivets to use. Well, you can't say what size, it depends on what casting you're going to be doing. Like, I mean, I've got loads of different sizes, little tiny ones like that. Depends on, I mean, the casting, the holes in the bottom of your casting, how big they are for the base plate. I mean, Batmobile, for instance, what I just showed you. These is I do for that, and they're quite big ones. So I get underneath the camera a minute. Right, there's the Batmobile ones. Got little tiny ones for other jobs, but they're you can fold that shaft down if the hole's a bit smaller. You can fold these shafts down, so you've got that size. Like that, it's quite a big head on that one. And I have had these sent from a mate of mine. These are steel ones, and once you put them in, they are a pain in the butt to get out. You've got to prise them out because you won't drill them out. They're actually in there for good, and they got a smaller head again. But like I said, it depends on what casting you got. I think these are regular from Dinky Club, but they're not particularly brilliant. But they do the job. These are the most often ones I use. I use these most of the time. I clean them up a bit and put a little dimple in the top. You can use them for a Batmobile as well, but they got a thin shaft like that. Most of your cars you have like a little thin shaft like that, like 2 mil or something like that. And you've also got these here. I had these sent to me as well by somebody, and they're like a 2mm. Sometimes you got to follow them grids down a bit, but they're little smaller ones again. But like James Bond Toyota car, for instance, or the 261, for instance, I should say, there's this very small one here you could use, and they're very small because the rivet post in the James Bond 261 Aston Martin is a very small rivet post, and you need a small rivet for that. But you gotta just use your own judgment, really. There's no sort of, size that you definitely got to use. You just use your own discretion. Just buy all you got to do is buy that packet. Your best bet is to buy like a packet of rivets, of mixed rivets, like from say eBay or somewhere, or just go on Dinky Club or Model Supplies and just buy, like a various sizes, and then you will use them. I mean, you'll always come across something that you need to use them on. So that would be my suggestion, really, is sort of work it out from there. But just use your own discretion, like, I mean, which ones you like the best, which one suits what size post you got, what you drilled down. So all that sorts you out, Mark. So right, I'll get on with the rest of the things now. MLX 261. Hi Bob, sometimes I find that when the roof hatch is reassembled after painting, the ejector seat mechanism flicks it open too much. Yeah, this can happen, which it then cracks the hatch against the edge of the roof line at the rear. This results in the line crack in the paint. Obviously repainting it won't cure the underlying problem. I've not found a way to remedy this, and it only happens on some cars, not others. Do you have any suggestions how to stop the roof flying open too far or with too much force? Thanks. Well, I'll tell you what, I told you on the message what it was. It's not because you repainted it, it's definitely not that. It's to do with the actual, for anybody else who gets this problem, on some of these 261s, I mean, there's a retainer clip, and there's like a little round bit that goes up, when the bit you see when you've got it all closed up, when you open the hatch, when the hatch opens up, there's like a little bit pops up through the seats. It's a rounded bit, and what happens is when the roof hatch opens like that, the back of the hatch is supposed to catch against that rounded bit, and if it don't, it'll just go right back and hit the roof line. So that's what causes it. Some's better than others. Some of them don't do it, but you do get the odd one that it doesn't make contact with that, the retaining clip, the part of the clip that pops up through the middle of the seats when you've got it all closed up. Some of the roofs don't make contact with that to stop them hitting the actual back of the roof thing, and that's why you see a lot of these old 261s, like when you see them on eBay, you see like a little thin line. But then again, you can buy a good one, and you pop it open and it catches that thing, and it stays like so far away from the actual rear of the roof thing, and that's what it is. So anybody who gets that problem, that's what it is. It's the actual retaining clip that's doing it, and there isn't a lot you can do about it, really, unless you get another retaining clip that's got a better, comes up enough, I mean, you just got to piddle about with it, really. I've had loads like it, but there isn't a lot you can do about it. But that's the problem. Hi Bob, Robert Sterling. Hi Bob, good to see you again. Those Batman and Robin figures sure look good, and your camera shows the detail nicely. Good idea on the new camera. The old Rose looks ready for a trip to a wedding. Good job. You have to remember to turn off the magnetic floor. Yeah, bloody magnetic. I'm always dropping stuff out. Yeah, but it's plastic as well. It tracks any bloody thing. Yeah, it even attracts plastic windscreens. Yeah, it do, mate. I think old Nick got the same problem. He got magnetic bloody floor as well. I thought you were going to hit your head again. Yeah, because I bumped my head last time, didn't I? It looked like a big furry monster coming into the camera. Keep up the great work. Keep up great restaurants. Free cable will be here soon. Cheers. Well, hopefully. I think it's only about another 40 something subscribers are needed now for or was it, yeah, 39 I think, something like that, 39, 40 more subscribers. So come on you guys, hit the button, get me up to the 3. So don't cost you nothing. I told you before, don't cost you nothing. If you're watching me, you might as well bloody hit the subscribe button. John Davey, top drawer Bob, I think this is your best two-tone period, thanks. Yeah, I wasn't sure about it myself. When I was doing it, I'd done it the cream and the silver, and I wasn't sure about it. I looked at it when I sprayed it and I thought, I don't know, I don't look right, you know. But once I got the chrome on there, the bumpers and all that, it sort of grew on me then, but I wasn't really sort of very much, excited about it when I actually did spray it. But yeah, it did turn out alright in the end. George Formby used to say that, turned out nice in the end. So, that's good on. John Davey, yeah, I just said to you, God, I'm losing my bloody mind here. PDM, super job. Too bad Corgi did not bother to put a chauffeur and lordship in the model. Was it a Corgi? I thought it was a Dinky. I'm sure it's a Dinky, mate. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm saying Corgi now. I think it was a Dinky car, wasn't it, this one? The Rolls Royce. I can't remember. Dinky, I'm sure it was a Dinky Rolls Royce. Silver Wraith, yeah. Yeah, but they never used to in their days. I mean, they couldn't even put bloody interior in it. So somebody else here, Peter Parker. That's a bit of a pun on Peter Parker, Spider-Man, isn't it? Looks great. Though I would black out the windows as there is no interior and paint the grille. Wheels and bumpers matte black. Now, I wanted it to look, like original, really. I don't want to go doing all that. Steve Adams 96, great to see you. Bob, can't understand why you don't have more subs. Superb job on the roller, thanks for the upload. Yeah, saying that somebody else, I don't know why I ain't got on with 3,000 yet. Well, I don't know. I must be getting boring. I'm probably getting boring now. There's only a couple more and I'll be gone. Grab old Nick, beautiful Bob. Pure elegance. Just love it in the colours you have done it. Perfect detailing and the lines between the two colours spot on. All the best to you and Mrs. Bob. Nick. Thank you very much, Nick. I'm looking forward to another one of yours, Nick, as well. Come on, get your video up. I haven't seen you this week yet. Bob, Jeff, this is Jeff who sent the he sent the roller in, and he's sent this one in as well, the Lunar rover, what we're doing today. You did a great job on the rows. Real royalty looking now. Thanks for the mention. Always a pleasure to watch your videos. Lovely chats. Trust you and yours as well. Be safe and keep up the good work. He's building a 10-foot by 8-foot man cave. God, I'd love to have room to do that at the moment, with the workbench and the room for a small spray booth. Gonna be grand. Nothing like a cozy area to relax, restore die cast, and a fridge with real airwing. Yeah. I'll tell you what, if I was in a bigger place, I'd love to have something like that here. I mean, there's houses over there, newer ones, what they've built after we come here, because it's only a mobile home place. This is can't afford a real house. I gotta have like a caravan to live in. Not like you lot, live in proper houses. But there's over the other ones, they had garages as well, and some of the garages over there is nearly as big as my bloody back garden here. And I thought, cool, I lived up on them garages. What I could do in there, the room I'd have instead of sat in this box. But I mean, this is better than what I did have. So anyway, I'm rambling again. I better toodle on, put all this away, and I'm doing a few other bits and pieces, and try and sort out another video for you. And I've got one ready for you next week. So that, not next week, the week after, I'm going to put that one up. I'm trying to get a few videos done because I've been having a few problems. So I'm just trying to get a few videos backed up, so I've got enough to get on with, So in case there's some weeks I can't sort of get one out, at least I have something to fall back on. So thanks again, everyone, for sticking with me anyway. Thanks for putting up for me with me boring yap. And I'll see you all again in a couple of weeks' time. And enjoy this video. It's a Dinky Lunar rover. So I'll do Nick. See, Nick ain't been on this week. I'll say the same as he says. Just sit back, relax, and see how I got on with this one. See you next time. Bye bye for now. Bye bye. Okay, folks. Right, this is the well, it's another Jeff Ford model that's sent in. Another one from Jeff. He's been very good to me. This is the Lunar rover, and he actually sent this one, but I didn't have the other astronaut. As you remember in my yap, what I did back along, when I had it from Jeff in the first place, it was just like this, and that was it. I never had the other I've never had that one, the other astronaut. And I did put out a shout, if anybody had one, a spare one, could they send it out? Because I couldn't find one anywhere, not even a reproduction one. So I don't know if they do actually make the reproduction, I couldn't tell you. But Jeff had another one, so he sent me another one, and there it is. And what I've done, both of these, I have had them in bleach and all sorts, and I've been trying to get this bloody horrible, there's like around where the red bit is, there's like a bit of a red stain. I can't get rid of it. And I've tried bleach and all sorts. I've soaked them in bleach overnight, and that's as clean as they'll go. So what I was thinking of actually doing with them two, I'm very fussy, you see. I want to get it pure white around that badge. So what I was going to do is just respray them total white again. They're a bit bendy. This one is. He's ever so sort of, look at that. Very bendy, that one is. He ain't far off it, but I was going to respray them with the old bit of gloss white, prime them. I'll have to prime them because I want the paint to stick with them, and just respray them and repaint them so that they actually are pure white. I'd rather have left it as a rubber, but like I say, I'm very fussy. I don't want no sort of bits on there and bits of shading around the ear and all that business. So I'd rather repaint them, get them resprayed pure white, and then they'll be properly new looking, because they're not going to be fiddled about with. Once they're in there, they're going to stay there. So that's what I'm going to do with them two. The only other thing now is to take this one apart. It's pretty easy to take apart this one, actually. You only pull that off. That just pulls off like there's the old switch. This switch here is the same as what the Spectrum pursuit car thing, patrol vehicle, SVP. It's the same sort of switch as what that's got. And it's looking a bit, manky, but it's going to have to do, I'm afraid. All you got with this one, 2 screws. As you see, you move that switch and it steers round that way or round that way, whichever way you look at it. So we take these off, take these screws out. It's quite a simple one to do, actually, this one. Well, I've only undone that a little bit, and that's fallen off already. So that there piece, you don't have to mask this up when you do it again. That'll just drop off, because that holds that screw's holding that on. Well, that screw should come out now, see? Take it out, that. Put it in there so we don't lose him. And then the other side, the same happens on that end as well. You take that out, take the screw out, and that piece drops out like that. And that's the orange piece. And that's all that holds it together, folks. It's just 7 2 pieces. And then you take that off. Well, that just lifts away from there, that. Look at the state, look at the shit in there. That's all got to be cleaned out. Well, of course they could do that. But the steering mechanism is a funny old thing. These here is going to be the only awkward bit to do, really. I'm thinking of leaving the wheels on there, because you're going to have to drill that piece out to take all this off. But I'm thinking I'm better off just taking the tyres off and chucking all that in the caustic and not bothering to drill that out, because I'm going to have a lot of messing around, extra work doing that. But all they do is they drop in, if I get it right way around, they drop in like that. That pin goes in there, One goes there. One goes there like that. And then as you turn it, well, if I get the bloody thing in there properly. This is the awkward bit. That pin's got to be there like that. And that's got to sit in there. And then when you turn it, it turns it like that, you see. If it'll go right. It's very awkward to get right, this one. See, all this is falling off, look. I should imagine this would be a very fiddly one to put back together. Because, I mean, at the moment, I even took it completely apart and it's been a bit of a fiddly little bugger to put back together like this. There, right. So when you turn that pin, see, that's not on the right now. Me heading the way here. Look at that. And when you sort of turn that, it turns like that, you see. And it's just like a little rocker like that, and it turns the wheels like that. But you got to remember, be careful when you put it back together. I think these has actually got markings on them. I'll take one off, get off. I don't know where the markings are. I was inside there, but there is markings to tell you where to put them. But I mean, once you've got it all sort of set out, you'll see how they go back together. It's not that difficult. They can only go back one way, but all these bits come out just like that, see, and they will come apart. Take it all apart like that, put the old bits over there, and that just comes through there like that, and that's it. I suppose there's you got to remember that's the front there, that well, it'll only go in one way anyway. So that's not too difficult, but all that can go in the old caustic now. I better screw them screws right in, because that's going in like it is. I'll leave the screws in there so I don't lose them. That just needs wire brushing actually, so that don't need stripping. There's paint on there, so that can be done. These tires got to come off. They can go in the cleaner, and the old soapy suddies, they can all get cleaned in there, and I'll chuck that in like it is and strip. They are LRB, so that's left, right, base. I should think. What does this one say? LRA, left, right, whatever. I don't know. And what will that one say? LRB. Oh, it must be front and back, I suppose. A must be starting for front, and B is back, I suppose. I don't know. But we're going to chuck all that in like it is anyway. All that's going in my saucepan. I've got a saucepan now I'm using for little things like this, and they can go in the wash. So I'm going to get that stripped in a minute. I'm not going to bother showing you that because it is actually belting down with rain outside at the moment. At the time of the making of this video, it is really hammering down with rain outside, and I'm going to just chuck it in the saucepan and let it sizzle away, and I'll bring it back when I've actually got the old wire brush done on it. So it ain't going to be a long video, this one. It's going to be a very short video actually, because I've got my missus to look after, because she is not in the best of places at the moment, and I'm not in the best of places at the moment. But anyway, you don't hear about that. But anyway, let's get on and do that. I'm trying to keep up some content for you chaps. I'll see you in a sec. Okay folks, I've stripped all this now, as you can see, and here's all the components, as they say, all the bits. Not much to this one really. As you see, that just slots on like that. When you got all your workings inside, that's not too difficult to work out. And what I decided to do with this one, take that off. I've got to spray these bits up. That one there, their back piece is meant to be silver anyway, so I'm going to leave that. I polished that up a bit. I give it a really good clean up. So that's going to stay. I'm not going to paint that silver. That's going to be the orange piece. And these wheels, I decided not to take them off. Like I said, I want too sure about taking these off because they got like little rivets in there, and I don't really want to take away that originality. So I'm going to just mask these wheels off. I'm going to just mask these off with a bit of Tamiya, and then what I'll do, I'll hold the actual part on the piece I've masked it with, and we'll spray up all this here. So that should be simple enough. I mean, the less work you make, the easier it is. That's what I say anyway. These astronauts, as I said, I want to get these a bit better looking, so I'm going to clean up their helmets a bit, cut these old little pieces of flash off, like, you know, I know they weren't cut off originally, but I want it to look nice, so I'm fussy. And I'm going to actually paint these up again, these two astronauts, because they are looking a bit, you know, look on there, like for instance, you can see the red is like it's, I don't know, it's like it's soaked into the plastic somehow. I don't know how it's done that, but well, you tell me. So I'm going to get them painted up white again and repainted, and in the end we should have a nice looking little model. So I'll get these bits sprayed up. I'll show you the clip of spraying, I might as well, but first of all I've got to put some masking tape on here, so I'll do that quickly and we'll get this sprayed up. Okay then, give the old can a shake. This is the this blue I'm using here is the same blue, like I said. I think I've said it already. It's the one I used on the Joe 90, and it's quite a nice blue, and it was the closest one I could find for this actual model. So I didn't have anything else here, and I thought, yeah, why not? We'll use that one. So as you can see, I haven't got me bit of rag over my hand again. I always forget to pick that up. Probably get a blue hand now. But it's going on pretty nice, as you can see. So that's that bit done. Let's get on and do the old base part. This one's a pretty easy model to do actually, because there isn't many parts to it. It's only like 2 after, and there's a couple of screws. It's very easy, and it just all slots together nice and easy as well. Like when you know, I have took it apart previously and I slotted it back, and I thought, well, that's pretty neat. But you can see there that it's coming out. It's going on very nice, this paint. This blue it's Neptune blue, I think, and it does spray very nice. You got to watch you don't do it heavy in some places, because it will look a bit, you'll have a few dark patches out. So you got to make sure you do it nice and even. But I mean, this is only the first coat, so I'll probably go over this again. And as you saw, I put it straight onto metal as well, because there wasn't no dings in this thing. It's pretty good nick. Right, I've masked the wheels up, as you can see. I'll just show you me doing one of them. You've got to watch this, because I've got the bloody wheel open me little crocodile clip, and it keeps moving. The bit I'm spraying keeps swinging about, so you've got to watch what you're doing when you're doing it. But we'll get there. We'll get there in the end somehow. There, see, it's moving. That's why I held it downwards. But yeah, that's alright. That's not too bad. There's a bit of a dark spot there, but I've got to go over it again anyway, so that'll, you know, cover that up. Give it a quick squirt again and see if that does anything. Yeah, it's still a bit dark there, but anyway, the last part now is the solar panel. Now this is orange, and orange is a very funny colour to spray. You need quite a few coats of this and gradually build it up, because you'll notice the metal underneath will show through quite a few times unless you build it up. So that's the first coat. Let's get on to the next part. Okay folks, as you can see, I've now finished all the spraying on all these bits. There's the old orange piece. That's just this minute been lacquered actually, so I've got to put that somewhere out of the way. Keep it safe, let that nice, you know, dry nice and level and all that. So I'll stick that over here for a minute in my vise. Keep it nice and level. The wheels, I've done them. They've come up nice. All I had was a bit of meal washing up liquid in the old jam jar, like, you know, tough brush. Give them a bit of scrub, and well, look at that. Not bad. And what I've done with the wheels, the mudguard things, I've masked it off. I know it takes a while to mask things like this off, but I mean, the more time you spend doing that, the better results you'll get. And the way I've done it is cut the little strips of the you know, the Tamiya, and put a bit there like that, and put it around, kept moving it, you know, and put a bit there, and done it that way, folded it up around that way, not going long ways, just a little pieces about that sort of long, and just folding them up around like that, and then just put one on the top just to stop it. So I've got to take all that off, but that's all come up nice. Look, there's a nice little shine on that. There's nothing wrong with that. So now all we got to do now, I might try and tidy this piece up a bit, because it looks a bit, in places it looks a bit, you know, moth-eaten, or like the mouse has been at it in places. I tried tidying it up a bit, but I was thinking of trying to put a bit of stuff in there to fill that little, there's like a little groove there, and you know, that's how fussy I am. I'm terrible for it, I know, but that's me. And the astronauts, I said to you I was fussy about them astronauts, and I thought, well, I'll spray them. So they've had about 4 coats of white spray paint on there now, and they've been undercoated, and they are coming up really nice. So all I've got to do is paint the old details in, do their you know, visors, and do the little red badge on the side there, and they've come up really nice. They'll look nice against that blue. So there we go, just a few little more odd bits to do, and you know, we can put this one back together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these take all this tape off here now, and I'm going to lay everything out, and we'll start putting this one back together. So that's going to be the next stage in the restoration. So far so good, as they say. Right then, folks, we are back. As you can see, I've done these here. They look pretty smart now. I mean, look at him now. Like, if I can get the old camera to focus a bit better. There you go. I've done a nice glossy white, because I wasn't happy with the colour, you know, it looked a bit faded. So yeah, I'm quite happy with how they've come out, and they're ready to go back on their mission. So all we got to do now is put this together. So as you can see, I put all the tyres back on now. They're all nice and clean, and all I've used for that is the old you know, washing up liquid in a little jar. That's all. Nice shine on like that. And I've laid it all out, all ready to go back. Now when you put these back, there is a certain way to put them back, because I've got to clean them screws off like that. I could actually do that. Hang on. I don't want the orange paint on the screw, do I? It's going to look a bit silly. So I shall give that a quick whirl with me. Give that a quick whirl off and clean the paint off of there. There we go. I'll have the other one to do. Oh no, I didn't spray the other one, he's alright. But yeah, we've got to clean them off, because I don't want them looking a bit odd. Let's get the old screwdriver and get that paint out of there. I put them in there so I didn't lose them, that's all I've done it, you know, done that for. So I didn't want to lose the screws. There, that's better. A bit of bloody orange here. Get that out of the way. Right, now I'll take that out now, because that one goes on the back anyway. That's meant to be the solar panel, as they say. This is the front. All I've done is polish this piece up. I haven't painted this or anything. I haven't done that little switch yet. I was going to clean that one up a bit. But anyway, let's get back to assembly. So now, what you want to do is lay these out. This is the front, I think, is it? Yeah, that's the front. You got that's their footrest. So you want to put your pins in like that. And you've got to have this a bit off the ground, because you've got that switch, and that goes through. Put that in there, and then put your pins in like that, and you want the pins pointing upwards on there. Now this is a tricky bit because you've got to have like 3 hands really. You've got to put these on, one goes there and one sort of goes over the top of that, if you can see what I mean. And you've got to try and stop them from falling off, so hold it with your finger there. See what I mean, why it's so awkward? And then do the same with that side. So that's that side done. You see what I mean? It's so bloody awkward to get this to stay there, and then you got to do the same with that end now. This end is going to just have to balance because I'm using my other hand for the other side, so this is going to have to balance on there. I grab it quick before it falls off. There we go. Put that one in there. Right. Now when you've done that, it should sit there like that because the weight of the wheels will hold it together. Then we want this piece. Just drop it down so it's like that. Once you get that piece in, you should be safe. Just make sure all the holes line up there, look. So we should be safe now. Make sure the back's in, yeah. Now you can turn it back up the other way. Just hold it together like that. Just check it, yeah, it's all working as you can see. Everything's moving nice. Now we can put these pieces back on here now. So that one there goes on the back. Just drop it through like that. Once you get one of the screws in, you're laughing. So we'll get one of them in. You know me and screws don't mix. It's getting the bloody things to take the thread right away. Getting them to catch, once they catch I'm alright, but I always have so many problems with bloody screws. Ah, I've got them. No, I am. You see what I mean? I can never get the bloody things to go back in the right hole properly. There he's gone. Right, so we'll screw that one in. Right, so now we should be alright now. Put our bonnet, if you want to call it a bonnet, I don't know. Put E back on. Oh, he's gone in a lot easier. Screw him back. So now it's all back in one piece, as you can see. So then all we've got to do then is just put our little thing on the top, like that. And there we go. It's all back together, working perfectly. Now all we've got to do is put Bill and Ben, the astronaut men, back in. And I don't know if these is going to push in very easy because I have had paint on there. It might be a bit of a pain to push back in, but we'll try. No, he ain't going to go back in. I might have to do this off camera and just show you on. Yeah, I'll fiddle around with that off camera and I'll get them back in there. And well, you've seen how to put it back together. That's just a formality really, pushing these in. I'm just going to have to clean this up a bit on the bottom so that it's been painted. See, that's what's causing it. Just the extra paint, the extra layer of paint on there, and there's extra layer on there of course, and that's why they won't go in properly yet. So I'll get that cleaned up, get them cleaned up there and push them back in, and we'll take a look at it now on the old turntable and see how we got on. Okay then, here we go. This is another model, again sent in by Jeff Ford. Thank you again, Jeff. He sent me quite a few models. There is a couple more of his to come up. And well, this is what we started with. We didn't start with the 2 astronauts, by the way. We started with 1. And I did put a shout out on one of my yaps that I needed one, and he had another one. So he sent it in. So thanks again, Jeff, for that. So anyway, after we stripped it down, done all the bits, cleaned everything up, and I did repaint these astronauts actually because I couldn't get them right. We well, it's quite a simple one to do really, just a quick strip down, respray. Anyway, this is what we ended up with, folks. Ready to go on another mission to the moon. All cleaned up, nice new paintwork. Astronauts got their brand new suits on, new visors, looking pretty good. So like I say, thanks again Jeff, that's 3 times. But thanks anyway for you sent some really nice models into me, and like I said, I have got another one of yours coming up, so we'll look forward to that one. Till then folks, I mean, I'll just let you just have a look now at this. There wasn't much to do on it. I can't really say no more because there wasn't really much to do on it. It's just a case of painting really. And hope you enjoyed this video. I shall try and get back as soon as I can with another one. I'm trying my best to keep these videos coming out with all my other situations that's going on, but hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again hopefully in a couple of weeks time. I have got a couple of videos lined up, so we should be alright for another month at least. So I'll just have to see what I can do after that. But thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. But until then, it's bye bye from me. See you next time. Bye bye.